Hey, hey, good looking, what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we could find us a brand new recipe?
Hi everybody, my name is Jackie and I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I thought I would share my mac and cheese recipe with everyone. You're going to need one box, 16 ounces of elbow macaroni noodles. You'll need probably not this much, probably a pound of sharp cheddar cheese, and I do suggest sharp cheddar cheese because the taste of it is a lot more potent than mild or medium. You're going to need 2 sticks of butter. I suggest real butter, not margarine, because it does change the taste. 2 tablespoons of flour mixed with water, but this will come later, and 4.5 cups of milk. And I do suggest whole milk because it comes out with a better flavor and it's easier to test when it's ready. Okay, you're going to boil some water with a dash of salt and a dash of oil, just so that your water boils quickly and that your noodles don't stick together. I'm just slicing the cheese. This is called a cheese slicer. You can use just a knife, but I find this makes it really easy. You can usually find them at Walmart. They're not very expensive, maybe $7. But if you slice cheese on a regular basis, it makes it a whole lot easier and quicker. And I make mac and cheese pretty often, so my mom actually got me this as a present. Once your water is boiling, then you're going to add your noodles. And make sure to turn your oven to 400 degrees so it can start to preheat. You don't have to constantly, but from time to time stir your noodles so that they don't stick together. I obviously am making more than just one box. I am making a double batch. But you want to cook your noodles about 18 minutes, stirring off and on to make sure that they don't stick together. And then you're going to strain them. Be careful not to burn yourself because it can be very, very hot. Now obviously I'm making a double batch, so my strainer's a little bit small. You want to rinse them really good so that they don't get nice and starchy and really stick together. Thin layer to cover the bottom of your pot. Then you're going to take and layer cheese. You don't want to completely cover it because when you pour your roux sauce in, you want it to make sure that it can get through the different layers. And if you completely make a layer of cheese, as it melts over the noodles, it won't be able to seep through. So you want a good amount of cheese in there, but not so much that your liquid can't get through. You can also, if you're someone who wants a meat in your mac and cheese and you're not just a pasta and dairy person, you can add bacon, you can add chicken, beef, all kinds of different things. I've even added broccoli, like broccoli florets, for kids that aren't keen on vegetables. They don't notice them in there. Cheese kind of hides it. Then you're going to layer your noodles again. Now, depending on how deep your pan is, depends on how many layers you're going to get. I like this specific pan. It's an older pan. It's a Corningware pan, but because it's nice and deep and I can do lots of layers. But if you have like a lasagna pan, that works good. In here we have our 2 sticks of butter and our milk. You want to continually stir. I always whisk. This mixture is going to come. It's going to heat up and the butter's going to melt, and you want to continually stir it, otherwise you get scorching on the bottom of your pan and the milk kind of cakes, plus your milk can separate and it kind of ruins your roux sauce. This is your thickening agent. On the side of this you're going to have your 2 tablespoons of flour that you mix with water. You want a medium heat. Don't have it on high. It'll get too hot too fast, and then it becomes harder to manage. You want to mix your flour and water until it's smooth, almost like a pancake consistency. You don't want any lumps from the flour. And have this on standby. Well, maybe a little bit thinner than a pancake mix. And then as this heats up, you can also add salt and pepper to this. Now, I never normally add salt and pepper to mine because I'm always afraid I'm going to over salt. I usually let people do that to their plates for taste for them, because that sharp cheddar can be very strong, so the amount of salt that each person needs tends to really vary. Once your butter is melted and your milk is in here and you've been whisking, this is what it's going to look like. Anytime now, it's going to start bubbling, and once it starts rolling, boiling, it starts to rise. At that point, you want to pour in your mixture. Now, mind you, be watching this because your flour and water mixture will start to separate a little bit. So you want to just take your fork, put it in. As soon as you see these bubbles, it's instantly going to start to rise. That's when you want to pour in your flour and water mixture and immediately turn your fire off. If there's a little bit of flour left in the bottom, just kind of pour it in, but don't worry about getting any chunks from the bottom of your cup. And whisk it in really good so it's nice and mixed, but make sure that your fire is off or it'll continue to rise. This is your setting agent. Now, you can pour it over top, but it splashes and it's a boiling liquid, so you really don't want to burn yourself. I always make sure that there's room at the top because this is going to bubble up in the pan, and you don't want there to be overflow in your oven. It will like smoke and everything else. Hence why I also put a cookie sheet underneath to get any extra liquid that might come out. But I ladle. I really don't want to burn myself. But you want to make sure you have plenty of liquid that it covers it all. You want to think of like a soup. This is your liquid that's going to cover everything and submerge everything in there. As it cooks, it will thicken. Now, this is more of a personal step. If you see spots where your cheese has melted all the way through and you want to throw a couple extra pieces on top for those bare spots, because it looks really pretty at the end if your top is all covered with cheese. So I have a couple of bare spots. And then you put it in the oven to bake at 400 for 45 minutes, and then you check it for a nice golden brown on top. Okay, when it's all done, you should have a nice golden brown on top. And then let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes so you don't scorch your throat. And then it's ready to serve. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you could like, subscribe below, comment if you liked it, and share this video. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day.